Good afternoon, everybody. Man, it is a Friday.
It's Thursday, sweetie.
Man, it's Thursday.
That kind of sums up our week.
Yeah, we've been really busy. Exactly. But it's a beautiful day, and it's going to be beautiful tomorrow. It's going to be in the low 70s, high 60s. It's raining. I love it. So, happy Thursday, everybody.
Makes me feel so much better.
Oh, exactly. Welcome to our world. Yeah.
We are sitting here with wonderful artists, actually. Julie Savannah here, and then Sarah, our Vice President of Media. And welcome, Julie. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Definitely thank you for coming in. And going to be playing some songs for us live in the studio. But before we get to that, tell us how you kind of got into music and how long you've been doing this.
So I came from a musical family. My mom's a musician, and so I definitely grew up around music, my grandparents. But I didn't actually start playing myself until like my early 20s. Just after college, I just decided that I wanted to learn guitar and just kind of as a hobby and have something to sing along to. And so I just kind of started learning a few chords, and some friends showed me a few things, and I learned some things on YouTube. And then I ended up with somebody, a friend of like the person that I was dating that time had booked some gigs, and he played guitar but he didn't sing, and he was like, "Hey, any chance you want to join in on this gig? I already have it booked, but I need a singer, and I also played guitar." And the very first gig was at a restaurant called Lobster Lady.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was there's big tank of this is in Southwest Florida, and there's this big tank of lobsters behind us. So the very first gig, and I was so nervous, and we're playing, and everybody's kind of like laughing and pointing, and I was like, "What is going on?" And all the lobsters had like gathered behind us. I don't know if it was the vibration of the music, but they were all piled up, and so that was my very first gig. But then from there, we went on to play like at several other venues around Southwest Florida, and then I started doing some solo gigs, and I played for I was like about 8 years down there, and so tons of venues all over Southwest Florida, and then I moved up to Nashville and started playing there. So it's just kind of been going since then.
Did you move to Nashville for the sole purpose of music?
That was a big factor.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly was I was kind of over Florida. Nashville's I think it's a really beautiful part of the state, but obviously it's the one of the music capitals of the country, and so part of it was just to be immersed in music. And I'd been playing gigs pretty full time in Southwest Florida, at least 5 nights a week. And I was getting like a little bit burnt out on just playing a lot of cover songs and playing those kind of gigs. So part of moving to Nashville was in hopes of collaborating with other musicians and just kind of re-sparking that creative energy and focusing a little bit more on writing and maybe, doing some recording. And I did play gigs there as well, but that was definitely more of my goal.
It's definitely a good place to collaborate.
Yeah,
of course,
for sure.
yeah.
And what year did you move to Nashville?
That was, not too long ago. So that was 2.5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really cool. I mean, Nashville, of course. I mean, when you think of musicians, that usually is in the top forefront.
Right.
And that's wonderful. Actually, I was going to ask you, do you play more covers? I know we have you in our rotation, which is amazing. We've had fabulous feedback. And Josh and I tend to rotate back and forth because we only have 2 and we want more, no pressure.
I'm working on it.
I know, totally. So when they come out and you have time, definitely send them our way.
Absolutely.
So tell us about kind of the covers that you've been doing versus the originals that you're writing. What is that process like?
The covers, it's always, when you're playing it out in venues, especially like in bars and restaurants and things like that, people like to hear things that they know. Mm-hmm. It always catches their attention. And then once I have their attention, then I'll like sprinkle in some originals.
Nice.
But also my covers, a lot of them are very unique. So I just put my own spin on them. I, play it in a different key, my own arrangement. just to make it a little bit unique, I feel like if you're playing a cover exactly like the song, why not just listen to the recorded version? Like, what's the point of even listening to it?
We 100% agree.
Yeah. So some of my covers are almost unrecognizable until I get into like, they're like, oh wait, is she playing that song?
Right, exactly. Nice.
Yeah. So I really like doing that. I was even considering making like an EP of just a few cover songs that are just sort of my version of it.
Nice.
But originals, for me, that's, just been sort of a creative outlet. And it's weird. It's never it never works when I just sit down to write an original. I have to have something that like sparks, that vibe. I don't know, that creative vibe, but
you can't just say, I'm going to go home, sit down, and write a song.
Yeah,
you got to be in the moment.
You have to be inspired by something.
And I actually did. I did a songwriter festival out in Captiva a couple of years ago, and I did have to have like I wanted to have like a couple new songs because I was playing for a pretty long set, and I was like, I just want some like. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna write an original, and that one actually just kind of like flowed to me, which is very unusual because. Like on my phone, I have voice memos for like years of, and so sometimes I'll start a song and I'll have, like the chorus and the hook, and then I just can't come up with the verses. And that's where the collaboration, comes into play. You have somebody that's like, oh, how about this? And that's, but yeah, sometimes it's like years and I come back to the song and I'm like, oh, I forgot about this one. And I'll like, work on it some more, and then sometimes it just flows and it's just like you write it all in one shot. That's unusual, but that's pretty amazing when that happens.
Right. And that's great that you don't, one of the biggest pieces of advice I was given when I was playing younger is don't throw anything away. Don't delete anything.
Right.
Don't, because then you're just like, oh, that one song. Oh yeah, I threw it away. Or, oh yeah.
I know. I've tried really hard because it sounds awful sometimes on these voice memos because I'm just like sing a few words and I'm like, la, la, la. This is where something goes in and I don't know what words yet. But yeah, I try to keep them all on there just because you never know. You come back to it and you get inspired.
Right.
Exactly. Sometimes we're our own worst critics, and we tend to, at least I do, when I have an idea of 10 years ago, and I'm the same. I save all of my notes and I go back. I'm like, that wasn't actually that bad.
Right.
Go and revisit it.
And the other ones are like, oh my God, that was horrible.
Just wait another 10 years and then revisit it.
Exactly. It's just too early for its time.
Exactly. That's my problem. Too early. Do you find that the lyrics are coming to you first or more the melody?
Yeah, you asked me that question before, and I was trying to think about it. So I feel like a lot of times it's an idea that comes first, like a topic maybe, and I start strumming. So I guess it's maybe the melody, like a chord progression. I'll start strumming it, and then like, I come up with a few words that kind of go around that idea. And then I figure out the chord progression. So I've got a melody and a tune, and then I have to go back in and fill in the words. But I'll like have a few words that just like are a topic. And if I'm like feeling really vulnerable later, I can like play you one of those that I started with. For sure. We'll play some cool songs first. But just to kind of, it's sort of like, okay, this one I was just, like thinking about how we kind of, create our own reality, like, and space, like, some people see the world as a really dismal place and some people see it as a beautiful place, and it's the same world, like same things going on. So it's sort of like our perspective and how we look at it. And so I was trying to write a song about that, and I was like, oh, I want to like communicate that through music. And so I did start it a little bit, but then I said a few words and I was like, oh, I have no idea what I want to say from here on.
For sure. That's so interesting that you bring it up. Actually, in our interviews, that's something that's brought up frequently. It depends on the filter and the lens that you're listening to the song. Because a lot of times you'll play a song and I will have a totally different image going through my mind.
Right.
So it's so personal. Which I think is great about music. It's your own lullaby and story that you put across to the world. So are most of these autobiographical? I can't talk about. Are they about your personal life?
Friday, remember? No, it's Thursday.
It's the end of the week. We'll just get it. Are they about your life or?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely all draw on something personal, but I also, it's not always that specific. Sometimes it's like, oh, maybe I've had like a few relationships that kind of feel like this, and I feel like it's going to resonate with other people because they've experienced something similar. And so the song itself doesn't always specifically speak to one single, experience of mine, but it is based on usually something personal, and then kind of try to write it in a way that it would resonate with a lot of people.
Nice. Is there one that you would like to play for us to start
There will
us
be
off?
a couple, hopefully.
I do.
Yeah, to
Just
start us
one
off,
to start
definitely.
us off. It can be, whatever you would like. If you know what you're going to play, if you want to tell us the name of it and tell us a little bit about it, because we like to have people kind of guessing and feeling this one out.
I mean, I'll do the one first that you've been playing on the radio. This is just the acoustic version, but this is It's Been a Day song, because that really is exactly what I'm talking about. So it's not necessarily about like one specific relationship, but I've certainly had relationships that have this kind of turmoil where it's just like, it's like fun and chaotic and crazy, but then it's also exhausting,
Oh yeah, the roller coaster.
And I feel like most people that I've talked to have had that experience. So when I wrote the song, it was kind of about that, and just kind of, I figured people could relate.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, let's see.
Look, I know you're not okay. Sat in silence for an hour or two, overthinking every single word. Tried to speak, but it came out as a sigh. I think the only thing you heard was it's been a day. Sometimes I felt as empty as a bottle of beer. Other times it was a full-on flame. It was so easy to ignite. The fire felt so good, but now it burns and I can't sleep through the night. Hey, it's been a day. Try to run, I feel you tugging at my soul. Don't you think we need a rest? Shot right through this bulletproof vest. I know it can be carried away when there's a fire in your eyes. But now we're both so battered and bruised. Maybe it's time we let it die. Hey, we need a rest. Yeah, we need a rest.
Gosh, that's so pretty.
I love that song.
Oh, for those just tuning in, oh my gosh. Well, now I'm in a daze. Okay. We have Julie Savannah with us. Oh my gosh. See, I told you. I mean, these listeners, I'm like, I told you needed to tune in. So that was her original It's Been a Day. That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, it's lovely. And that is definitely, to me, it's about a very kind of stable relationship is where I'm going.
See, I love hearing this though, because then you get different perspectives. I love it.
Like mine would be a thrasher, like me barfing at the end from the roller coaster ride. But yours is so lyrical and beautiful. And it's like, I like being with you. It's just been maybe a long day, and we're here to comfort each other. And mine would be like, I kind of want to deck you in the face. So.
Every time I hear it, and of course I'm not paying attention to a lot of the lyrics, just it's been a day. I see myself just like laying down on the couch, just like after a long day, it's like, oh my God, I'm so ready to just
melt.
Do nothing.
Yeah.
Just let my mind escape and yeah, I absolutely
definitely
love
have
that.
those too.
Yeah, when I actually, we were up at right off Fiddler's Green and Marjorie Park when we first heard that song. I first heard that, and right away I'm just like, we need this song. And so I told you that, and you sent it in like the very next day, and it was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much for that.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you like it.
That's so true. Oh my goodness. So, well, what brought you then to Colorado? What inspired that move?
It's been an exciting adventure. So, actually, it's one of my closest friends for like 20 years. She works for the Museum of Outdoor Arts, and I was in Nashville, and I also I also do like website design and some my day job kind of stuff. And I had a couple clients drop off, and I was getting like a little burnt out. And I have a event management background and obviously a music background. And I just put some feelers out there, talked to some friends, and I was like, hey, if anybody hears of anything, I'm looking for possibly like a little career shift for my day job. And I just want to see if there's any opportunity here. Just let me know. And I'm not completely tied to staying in Nashville because my lease was coming up anyway. So, and she's like, well, as a matter of fact, we have an opening, and I think you'd be perfect for it. And so yeah, I came up and met the team and saw the venue and the park, and I was like, this would be amazing. And obviously, the Museum of Outdoor Arts supports artists of all kinds. So Fiddler's Green, supports large, national musicians and international musicians. And then Marjorie Park also does things on a smaller scale, promoting local musicians, and then obviously visual artists. So I was, really appreciate their passion and the cause. And so, yeah, it was like a perfect opportunity. So I was working remotely towards the beginning of the year, and then I came up here at the beginning of the summer, or like beginning of June, and have been here since, and absolutely loving it, loving the Colorado vibe and the music scene here. It's different than Nashville, but it's fantastic. I mean, I've met some amazing musicians and like done a ton of scouting and booking for the musicians here, and really impressed.
We have a lot of talent here.
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot of
it's
great
amazing.
talent. And so when you've been going around kind of collecting, so you collect like a little bit of music for the smaller venue here, is what your position is.
Yeah, so I'm the events
part of it.
manager, so I actually put on the events, or I'm part of the team. We put on the events, but I scout all the entertainment. And so, yeah, so we've had the Uncorked events, which we've had a variety of bands, but the last two were bluegrass bands. And then we have the Rock the Block events, which obviously are like small duos or solos or trios, that the lunchtime events. So a variety. I mean, the larger events, those bands, travel around Colorado. They're not just based in Denver, but some of them like drove 6 hours to come play for us. So that was great.
For sure.
But yeah, so and then we're going to be doing some comedy nights, so booking comedians for that. And
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a big shout out definitely to Museum of Outdoor Arts. It's so lovely, and your team is amazing there. I love that you're wearing the Fretliners shirt today. You're absolutely representing. They were, we had the privilege of being there last night and listening to them. Yeah. And man, they were so good and so sweet and dear to the entire crowd. I mean, there was we counted at least around 400 people.
Oh, we had like 600.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah, we had
awesome.
Yeah, because it was I would estimate closer to 600. So
that is so great.
I lose count after 20. So I'm just like, I lost count, whatever.
Well, that's such a tribute to you and to the talent that you can have come. And man, they were so amazing, and to see people have fun. And for those of you listening that have not checked out Marjorie Park, you know where Fiddler's Green is in Greenwood Village. It is so spectacularly beautiful, day or night. They have art statues all over the place. They have a cabinet of curiosity, which is super fun. You kind of go down a rabbit hole, and I won't give too much away, but you have to go see it if you're into Disney and and any of cartoons and Disney and Pixar and original stuff, and the art is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And the flowers, we had no idea. We had a tour in Fiddler's Green.
Oh yeah, the living wall.
That was amazing.
It's
and
great.
spectacular.
that's done every year.
Yeah, it's like
It's
30,000 flowers or something,
It's
right?
a big project.
That's a huge project.
But it's really special to them, and it makes it. I mean, it adds such a unique element to that amphitheater. And it's so impressive to watch it grow too. It's so fast. Like it was like I saw it, when they first planted them, and there was just like little buds. It was like nothing, and then within like a week or so, it's just beautiful, colorful walls of flowers. It's
For sure. And those that are going to go to a Fiddler's Green concert, we're going to be there actually on Saturday for a concert. The next time you all are there, just look up and on the walls, because that is all community artwork that you all have inspired, which is pretty amazing. A lot of animals. There's
the murals,
a fox,
yes.
the murals.
Yeah, you have to walk behind. Yeah, a lot of people don't even walk back there. And we were talking about like maybe doing some events that really encourage people to walk back there, because those murals are amazing. They're beautiful.
They are. Truly, and to echo what you said, the talent that we have on just an artistic level, we are really a budding state. And it's amazing with the music, and we have the DCPA, of course, and the concerts, and all of it collectively is pretty outstanding. Yeah. So huge thank you to you personally and to MOA for all of the community outreach and support. But, we feel we're so blessed and grateful for that partnership, and that's what we do too. It's all about the
we're grateful for you.
That's
Well, we love it. We love what we do. Well, we hope, I don't want to ask too many questions, but do you think you're here for a while, or what is what is in the future for you, Miss Julie?
Convince you?
How can we make you stay?
I can't give anything away.
Okay, I won't put you on the
there
spot.
definitely talks.
Okay, good. So possibly, and you've played though all over the U.S. Have you played in a couple different states?
Yeah, I mean, I've done like some. I've done a few gigs, like travel gigs, and like actually it spent a little bit of time in Southern California. I did some things in Santa Monica, nice. But I mean, primarily it's Florida and Nashville. I actually played him. This was more just like the band invited me on stage, but I counted as my European tour. But I played in Paris and Switzerland.
I saw pictures of that on the website. They just said, "Hey, you look like you're a singer. Why don't you come up here?"
In Paris, I'd actually been traveling. I went on a solo trip to Paris and Amsterdam. It was really therapeutic. I was just like, I just want to do this. So I went, and I'd been traveling all night, and so I hadn't slept at all. And I did one of these little like Airbnb experiences, I think it's called. But basically, it's like you have a guide but it's like a local person. And one of them was live music. And so it was like a jazz club. And so I was just chatting with the tour guide, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I play music." She's like, "What? You play music?" And she goes, "Well, I know this band." She goes, "We're going to get you up." So I got up to sing a few songs with them, and it was awesome. I mean, they didn't speak a lot of English, but like,
I was going to say, were you performing in English or French?
I don't play a lot of jazz, but we did Summertime. It's like an old classic.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really cool. And so that was my Paris gig. And in Switzerland, same thing when they were on break. Was just chatting with them. My son was with me, and he's like, "My mom's a musician," and so they were like, "Well, next set, come up." And they ended up like playing with me. So we played like 4 or 5 songs. And same thing. In Europe, they know a lot of American music. So the covers we were doing, they saw the list and they just picked out a handful of covers. And
it is amazing over there how much American music is played. And it's nuts. So do you like playing solo more than with a band? Do you like a band better? I know it's completely different.
Yeah.
But sometimes people sway one way or the other.
I definitely like playing with other musicians. It's like that chemistry is kind of magical, the way that you anticipate what the other's going to do. And you just have this like unspoken, you just kind of gel. And that's a really cool feeling. Like when you, and also honestly, solos get a little bit lonely sometimes. It's a weird thing. So you're playing, to this huge venue, and you've got, or just a small venue, whatever, but you've got this crowd of people, and it's kind of this like, you feel very isolated up there. The one thing about playing solos is that I can go wherever I want with the songs, and I don't have to worry about, anybody else. Like,
oh yeah,
like, oh, what are you doing? Like, that's not what we planned or what we practiced. But so that's, you get to be kind of flexible that way. But no, I do prefer playing with a band, and my goal is to just surround myself with musicians that are better than me and make me look good. And there are some amazing ones out there that do just that. So.
I've always heard surround yourself with people that are better, otherwise you're not learning. If you're
I
the
was
best
just
one,
gonna
if you're
say
the best
that.
one in the room, switch rooms.
That's true.
Yeah. So
For sure. Did you want to play something else for us?
yeah, let's bring that out.
Yeah. Do either, and you choose. Could be a cover or another original. Anything that sparks your fancy.
Fancy.
Yes.
Well, let's see. I mean, do you want me to play the other one that you've been playing on the radio?
This is totally up to
Sure,
you.
yeah.
Whatever you would
Okay.
like to play
We
is
just
great.
love live music here.
We do. No, this is very special. Yeah, to have our own little personal concert is pretty amazing.
Yeah, this is a happy song. This is one that I do prefer playing with the band, just because it's like they come in and it really like it's. So this one's about living in the moment, and so I think the chorus of this, it really has more of an impact when you have the whole band come in like, this is the moment, this is what we have, and let's live for it. But we'll do it acoustic, and it's just a kind of a sweet, happy song. So.
I like singing in the rain, my pleasure with a dash of pain. It picks me up when I feel low, drowns it all and frees my soul. Hearts pours up another round, gonna turn the whole thing upside down. Cause we're living for the day. It's not just something that we say, and this moment's all we ever really have, so let's not let it get away. I like hugs that last too long. We smile and the tears are gone. You pick me up and lay me down, turn the whole thing right around. Even when it seems the darkest night, just light a candle, hey, we'll make it right. Take a deep breath and close your eyes. Savor this moment as it goes by. Cause we're living for today. It's not just something that we say, and this moment's all we ever really have, so let's not let it get away. Let's not let it get away.
Nice.
Thank you.
You had such a wonderful smile on your face that whole time.
I know, it makes me happy.
It does. You can. It definitely. It comes across in your music how happy and joyful you are.
It actually reminds me when I was singing in high school, I was in the choir, and my teacher always said, smile when you sing. And yeah, I didn't know really why, but I guess it just kind of comes out better. Comes
Oh,
out
of course.
cleaner. So,
That's
yeah.
sales 101. You have a mirror in front of you and you are smiling.
Right. I mean, honestly, a lot of my songs are a little bit dark and depressing, so I don't smile for. But this one, I actually intentionally, I was like, I want to write a happy song because I was like, I'm in a happy place. Honestly, I'm a really happy person, so I'm like positive most of the time. But sometimes, like, I think it's when those like, you know, feelings of sadness or whatever, that a lot of times the outlet for that for me is writing. So some of my songs end up being more about the kind of sad things, and then it's like it's out there and I let it go. But I was like, I do want to like let people know that that's just, my mentality is actually like positive.
Yeah, and on your website you actually have a quote: "Music is my passion. It has always been so powerful for me, especially the energy of live music. Once I began to make it my own, it served as my outlet." And I've always said that, yeah, music is a lot more powerful and less expensive than therapy. Well, it can be more expensive too, depending on your toys,
depends on
your
the
guitars, your
Yeah,
stuff
I think
like
I have
that,
like
but-
6 or 7 guitars at this point. And then a couple instruments that I have only like play a little bit. Like my first time in Nashville, I bought a mandolin because I love mandolin, and I was like, I'm gonna play mandolin, and then I play like a few chords on it. And I was like, and I mean, I have a ukulele. I play a little bit more on ukulele. And I almost bought a banjo, and I was like, no, I'm not allowed to buy a banjo until I at least learn the mandolin. And then I can buy another instrument.
Have you learned the mandolin yet?
No.
Not yet. All right.
That's okay.
And any mandolin players out there that want to play with me, please hit me up.
Oh, I like it. Okay, we're putting out the feelers for you. Any mandolin
do it.
players?
Yeah.
Yes. And you're performing. Are you going around the state a little bit? And doing...
Honestly, I haven't had a lot of time. It's been really busy just because of our season at MOA. And that's fine with me because, like I said, gigging was kind of secondary. I have been doing a little bit more writing, and I'm talking to some recording studios here, so hopefully we'll be a little more recording. But gigging, I mean, I've played a couple of the gigs at MOA for our Rock the Blocks. And then one of our musicians there has asked me to play on a couple of gigs, but I happen to be out of town when those happen. So I haven't had a chance yet to really play around, but I'm planning on it just to at least get a feel for some of the. I mean, I've been to a ton of the venues here and experienced the music, but I haven't played a lot of them yet.
Well, you need to be up on Fiddler's Green stage, possibly this Saturday. I'm just throwing that out
Yeah,
there.
it could be an opener. Come on.
Why
Right.
not? It'll be like what happened to you in Europe. I'll be like, Julie's right here.
She
She's
plays
gonna go
music.
up on stage and she's gonna rock your socks off. It'll be wonderful. I'm curious what other musicians, and it doesn't even have to be a musician, kind of who and what inspires you other than maybe experiences.
I mean, yeah, a lot of musicians inspire me. I mean, when I was younger, like I listened to like Alanis Morissette and Jewel. I would say those were some of my inspirations when I was younger. And I don't know, some of the bands I like, I'm like blanking because I'm on the spot.
Sorry, I tend to do that to people.
I mean, I was on the beach a lot in Florida, and so like Jack Johnson and that kind of vibe I was into, and that was definitely like part of the acoustic guitar. I was like, oh, you can just like, chill on the beach
singer,
and play acoustic guitar.
songwriter, storyteller, yeah.
Yeah, and I like the band Camp a lot, and there are a ton of others that I'm just like, I like Noah Kahan and Zach Bryan and but Cage the Elephant, I really like them. But yeah, there's just a ton of bands. Revivalist is probably one of my favorite bands, and I'm going to see them next week, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I draw inspiration from obviously like other from music, and then but I've always been a writer, so even before I started playing music, that was something that I was, people were always like, oh, you're such a good writer. And I was a journalism major in my first year at college. And I wrote for websites and I wrote commercials, and like I did all kinds of writing. So that was already like in my wheelhouse. Mm-hmm. And then writing music is so different though. And I wrote tons of poetry. So like high school, I wrote tons of poetry. I've got like books and books of poetry. So I was like, so music shouldn't be that hard. I've got like all this writing, but it's so different. So like, you repeat things so often in music, and I way overthink lyrics. Not that they shouldn't be thought out, but I overthink them for sure, because sometimes people just miss them completely, and they're like, oh, I love that song, but I didn't even know it's like that. I'm like, I thought for like days on that lyric, but yeah, it's different.
Yep.
It's a different type of writing.
For sure. Well, I'm very guilty as charged. Like, I have listened to a song thousands of times and love it.
Yeah.
And then certain people that I work with like to inform me what it really means. And I'm like, I had no idea that it was really about.
She says we ruin songs for her.
They do, because they're so upbeat that I won't
Right.
always listen to every lyric. And
I
they're like,
know.
yeah, that's actually
a
like,
very sad song.
that's a really
Right.
like terrifying, depressing song. I'm like, it's an upbeat though. So
Yeah. Oh, what's there's a Bruce Springsteen song that was dancing in the what's
that was
Oh,
kind of
like,
One of the first ones was right around 4th of July.
Yeah.
And it was Born in the USA. And
That
Sarah's like, I
depressed
love
the
this
heck out of
song.
me.
It's such a, America. We're like, you know what the song's about,
Right.
right?
It's like about certain women. I'm like, what? That can't be the truth. Oh my God. I was so devastated. I was like, don't ruin any more songs for me. Let me live in my happy little
I
ignorant
know.
world.
And like Bruce Springsteen, like if you watch the videos, he's all happy and stuff. And so I never thought, but Dancing in the Dark, I was gonna cover it, and I just like just because of the way I play and my voice, it sounds a little melancholy. And then I'm looking at the lyrics, I was like, this song is like really dark.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
dark. I mean, it is Dancing in the Dark, but I was like, oh, it's kind of sad, but it's beautiful. But
And it can be both, right? The dichotomy of all the lyrics and the music, it can be all of the above. Happy, uplifting, depressing, and real, right? It can encompass all of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not what life is all about.
I think that's one of my favorite things is just upbeat, fun songs. You can actually be like sad songs and vice versa too. You can have some real slow ones that are just really happy songs and stuff. Did you grow up with a lot of music in the house and your parents loved music?
yeah, my mom, like I said, my mom's a musician. She plays guitar, piano, violin, and then her dad, my grandfather, also was a great musician. Played piano, accordion, played the spoons. He played
Oh, the spoons,
Yeah.
nice.
And so it was definitely a very musical household. My mom still is like playing out and stuff. She plays around. And my dad doesn't play music, but he loves music and appreciates it. And he's got a great memory for lyrics. And he's a writer too, so he's like, notices lyrics. I think that's where I get that from. But yeah, he'll remember lyrics. So sometimes my mom will be singing a song, and he'll just like, these are lyrics. But so yeah, definitely a musical household. But I honestly didn't like. I didn't really think I was could sing. I didn't think I was like a good singer or anything when I was younger. I just liked it. I was like, I listened to it, I was immersed in it. But it wasn't until really, right after high school that I kind of started tooling around with singing a little bit more and then playing guitar, and I just sang along to it, and it's kind of built from there.
Is that when you started writing as well?
Yeah, music. Like I said, I wrote a ton of poetry, but yeah, music specifically, it wasn't until early 20s.
Right. Gotcha.
That's amazing. You're so naturally beautiful with your voice that I figured I'm like, she's been doing this since she was 3, so you're telling me there's a chance. I could maybe get better. Because right now my kiddo tells me to stop singing. So,
no, do not listen.
I'm going to be like, you know what? Give it another decade. There's some hope still in there.
Just like there's still hope of being in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I have to speed walk. I can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe break dance. There's always hope.
Yes.
Some guy is 65, I think, who is in the Olympics,
Yep.
who's an equestrian. So I'm like you. I'm very positive, 98% of the time. And so, yeah, there's always that little light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Exactly.
Did you want to play one more that's totally up to you? That maybe we don't have in the rotation that you've been working on? I know you have a couple maybe that you're writing lyrics,
I'm trying
but
to decide which one. Okay, this one's kind of a sad one. I'm gonna hope my voice holds out for this one because we had so many events this week and it's pretty hoarse. So just be kind if I.
Everything is perfect here. It's my most favorite phrases, and it's so true.
And what's the song called?
This song's called "Please," and it's kind of multi-layered. So it's not really about a specific incident or person, but I did have a couple people in my life. It's the song can resonate I feel like maybe I should tell you after what it's, so see what you guys think.
Yeah,
it's
let's
about.
do that.
Okay,
then.
deal.
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
that then.
those
I like it.
listening, this is Julie Savannah with Please.
Don't you think it's been a little too long since we sang a happy song? This world can be such a brutal place. You put a smile back on my face, but please don't talk that way, and please don't make me hate you, and please don't say you'll stay, then go. I'm pretty easy, I don't need that much. Just some good laughs and a gentle touch. Some crazy nights dancing to a band. And when I'm scared, say you'll hold my hand. But please don't talk that way. And please don't make me hate you. And please don't say you'll stay, then go. I kinda want to believe your lies, all those silver-lined alibis. I know we've said this all before, I just can't take it anymore. So please don't talk that way, and please don't make me hate you, and please don't say you'll stay, then go.
Well, that's one of my favorites now.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow. All right. I know what I thought. What? Tell us about that song.
So it was actually kind of, I had a couple people in my life that had like talked about taking their own life. So the song actually started about that. Don't talk that way, and don't say you're gonna stick around and then you're not. But then there's also obviously relationships that are like promises, and then they don't stick around or something like that. And I felt like that resonates with a lot of people too. And I didn't want it to be too dark, but it's definitely like about kind of both of those things.
Wow. Well, okay.
Sorry.
No, that's beautiful. I love it.
I was so moved by it.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, I was going back and forth with, wow, I was really moved by that song. I could see that about a mom and her kid.
Yeah.
The first thought was about me and my kiddo who's 5.
Yeah.
And it's the pull and tug that relationships have of, I need you, I want you, I love you, go away, I don't need you, like give me some space. And that's so true with every relationship under the sun. And so it's been in almost all of my relationships, whether it's a romantic one or, through parents and siblings and friends, it's, be really close to me and like be there when I need you, but then I need space. It's very, I don't know, that was absolutely beautiful on so many levels. Wow.
Please tell me that's in the recording process.
It is, yeah, that's going to be on there.
Okay, good. Wow.
That's in the queue for recording.
Okay,
Awesome.
Yeah, no pressure, but we would like 10 or 15 of your originals if that's okay. Because, wow, you have such a beautiful voice.
You do.
Thank you.
And it's so natural. I just, oh my gosh. Wow. No, it's true. Sorry. Oh my gosh. It was very, very moving to listen to that.
Where's the best place for people to kind of find your music and find you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I have a website, juliesavannah.com. But I also, I mean, the songs I do have out there are on all the streaming platforms. So Spotify, Amazon,
Apple,
all of them, iTunes. Yeah, my website has a calendar too. It's usually up to date of where I'm playing. And then it has I have like my originals on there too, so they can listen to them there. But yeah, the recording is top priority. It's kind of time consuming, and you know there's costs involved and everything. So I had to space it out a little bit, but it's the very next thing on my priority list.
Have you found a studio here locally yet?
I'm talking to some people, but I'm open to studios as well. So
Cool. Yeah.
so if anybody wants to reach out, they can reach out through my website.
I know some great people too. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And so when you go back in the studio, are you looking at just kind of doing it song by song? You got an album coming out or EP or what's kind of the plan here?
I know. I have at least 4 more songs that I definitely want to record for soon. Mm-hmm. And so I guess that would be 6 with the ones that I have recorded. So I guess that makes an EP. But yeah. I don't know how many you need for that. But I should know this.
I do not. Josh is the musician.
Honestly,
in the room.
like it's I like played out for 10 years or 8 years full-time gigging, and I was just like, I would play originals, and then everybody was like, where can I find your music? I'm like, oh my God, if I have to tell one more person I don't have any, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, I'm just like getting started with the recording process, and it's really fun too. I love it. So I will have some for you.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, that's amazing. And we don't have your calendar pulled up. Do you know offhand? Do you have something scheduled here pretty soon?
I will be playing. Yeah, no, I will be playing on September 12th at the Rock the Block at Marjorie Park. So that one's for sure. And I might have some things before then, but I'm doing some traveling in August. And it's going by so quickly. So yeah, 12th is probably going to be the first one, honestly. So if they want to come to that, it's the event's from 11 to 1. It's a free event. You can come to Marjorie Park. I believe for this one, I'll be up on the Patron deck of Fiddler's Green, which is a really beautiful place. It's like beautiful views. Nice. And so we'll be up there. People can bring picnics. We have drinks. Sometimes we have food for sale. To be determined for this one if we'll have food for sale, but we'll get the word out there, and they can go to the website to find all the information for that.
That is amazing. And you have another Rock the Blocks actually coming up next week.
Yeah,
right?
Next week, the
Thursday.
15th,
yeah,
August
Thursday 15th. The 15th.
Yeah, and that's going to be Carl Aspel. He's a local musician, and he plays around. I don't think he plays as much lately, but he used to play around a lot. And so I've heard a little bit. I haven't heard him play live before. So, but he's a friend of everybody's. They know him. So we're excited to have him. And that'll be, again, it's from 11 to 1, and people can, we will have a food vendor there, so they can purchase food, or they can bring picnics or whatever, and just come out and enjoy the museum for free and the park and listen to some live music. It's a really nice event. I'll be there.
Yeah, exactly. You get to come shake Julie's hand and say, oh my gosh, we heard you live, and please bring more music. Yeah, Rock the Block is super fun. Awesome. I mean, if you're in Greenwood Village, Centennial, Littleton, and you want to go listen to live music on your lunch break, I mean, who doesn't want to go do that?
It's free to go.
And
just bring some food, sit down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you'll be there September 12th.
Yeah, I'll be playing September 12th.
Nice. Well, awesome. We will be there with bells on for sure. We'll be in the front row cheering you on.
And what time is this again, so that our listeners know?
11 to 1, and I'll be playing 11:30 to 12:30.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Do we have time, Josh, for her to take us out with one more?
Why not?
Okay, I
will
love
make
it.
time for
like
this.
it.
I will make time for this.
Like, can I be
definitely.
selfish here for a minute? Because, yeah, that one almost brought me to tears. And,
Now I feel like I should play something happier, though.
you can play
You can play
whatever
whatever
you
you
want.
want.
Okay,
I mean,
let's see.
All of it's gravy.
even sad songs say so
Well,
much. Thanks, Elton.
This is it's kind of a slower one too. I have some fun fast ones, but honestly I like playing them with the band because I feel like
Yeah.
that just gives that gives you the full experience. It's just not as much fun on acoustic. Like I wrote one, I'm not gonna play it, but I wrote one called The Drug, and it's about live like how I'm like addicted to live music. Like I have to, and during COVID, I couldn't go out and see live music, and people were doing live streams and everything, but I couldn't.
It's not the same.
I couldn't go see it.
Yeah.
And so I wrote this song about like I need the drug. I need like fingers on strings, beats, but the song, all the instruments come in when I play, so it's not going to be fun when I play it. So this is a different song.
Okay.
Something completely
I love
different. So I'll tell you a little bit about this song. This is just about the passing of time, really. It's about how a timeline is not just like a nice, straight, smooth line, how it's got curves and bumps and, some crazy loops and whatever, but we're all, going down it, and we're just trying to kind of figure it out.
Is it called Passing Time?
It's called Timeline.
Timeline. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, I should, we actually, I'll just give a little side note. I did a songwriters retreat about, I guess it's been 2 years ago now. And we went to a little cabin in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and there were 8 songwriters, and they had they filmed it. So there might be a documentary coming out, but it's basically what do you get when you put 8 songwriters together in a cabin for a few days. And I feel like I should give some credit because there were a couple words in this. I had been working on this song for a while. It was one of those that I had most of it, but I was just like, I don't know. And then so we kind of like added a few things, and it we did record it there, but I don't have that yet. But so you'll have another version of this song too, but we'll do this acoustic version for now. All right.
Tumbling down, I don't know where the time went, but look what we found, just stumbling down the line. Crumbling slow, fake it till you make it, we can figure it out as we go, walking this crazy line. Let's just see if we can turn back time, both be free to change our stubborn mind. Yeah, time flies fast, so hold on tight. Let's make the most of tonight. Crumbling slow, nothing really matters, we can leave it all behind us, let's go. Running on down the line. Don't you worry about it, 'cause that was then. There's no time to waste on what might have been. There's no wrong, there's no right, but we could do this every night. playing around. 'Cause maybe there's no tomorrow, but look what we found. Walking this crazy line, we're counting it down, just stumbling down the timeline, but look what we found. Maybe we'll be just fine. Yeah, crumbling slow, tumbling down the mountain, but look at us go, just leaving it all behind. Yeah, look at us go, just leaving it all behind.
Very pretty.
Of course, I messed up the guitar on my final song. Sorry about that.
I love the originals. No, it's beautiful.
It's a
I
song
like
in the
it.
making. Julie Savannah, and it's juliesavannah.com.
Yeah.
You can listen to all the music, and going to be in the studio again soon. We can't wait. We absolutely can't wait.
Me too. It is. You have it's such a beautiful lyrical, and I love how natural it is.
You sing very naturally, yes. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's like
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Yeah, the second we heard you live, I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this girl? Like, that was
Thank you.
insane. Thank
I
you
gotta
for.
say, I'm so nervous because like intimate rooms is always like it's so nerve wracking. I could be playing in front of like 1,000 people and be way less nervous than in front of 2 or 3.
You're so funny, man. If I had
You
to
guys
go
are awesome.
perform in
Thank
front of a few thousand people, I would fall over instantly. Like, that would not be pretty. So, well, thank you for sharing. And I
Thank
know.
you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing.
Oh, this is so special. Thank you for coming in. We definitely keep us posted when the next ones come out, and we can put you more in rotation.
Awesome.
So yeah, and we'll see you definitely September 12th.
Yep.
And for those of you listening, check out MOA, Museum of Outdoor Arts. You can come meet Julie in person and see beautiful sculptures while you're doing it.
That's right, September 12th. She'll be playing from 11:30 to 12:30, right by Fiddler's Green. So bring on down. It's completely free. There's no reason not to go.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you got juliesavannah.com. Also follow her Facebook and check her out on any streaming service out there. And you can listen to all of her songs. So thank you very much,
Thank
Julie.
you.
We
Appreciate
really appreciate it. All right. You've been listening to K4CO Radio interview with Julie Savannah. And we will return you to our normal scheduled programming. Thanks for joining in. And you guys have a wonderful night. You take care.